Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a newbie here, thank you for joining me today. If you're an OG, thank you so much. In this video, we're going to talk about F1 visa interview questions and how to answer them. Today I have my phone here with me and I have the questions listed, so I'll probably be looking away from the video bit by bit, but please bear with me. I don't have all the questions in my head, so we'll be looking on the phone. Okay, so preparing for your interview, your F1 visa interview, can sometimes be hectic and confusing, and you don't know where to start from, how to put the story together, what to say and what not to say. It is very, very confusing and challenging, but you know, if you have these kind of tips to guide you, it makes everything easier. Okay, some of the questions are actually very, very predictable, so it makes us, you know, have this complacency thing where we feel like, you know, we'll be able to answer the questions and we don't need help from anyone, and you know, it's an easy go thing. But sometimes it still gets people denied because their answers are currently not clear and not structured and don't show strong intent. You know, most of the times the visa officers are actually looking for, you know, how you answer your questions, your story. Is your story making sense? Is it flowing? You know, do you show intent of coming back? What are your plans? Are you going there to actually school, or you know, you're just going there to do your own shenanigans? So all of these things go into making you get your visa approval, and that is what we're going to delve into in this video, so stick and stay with me. So number one, we are going with study intent and choice of country. Okay, so under this question for number one, we have like 3 sub questions under here. You can either be asked, why are you here? Why are you going to the US? Or why do you want to study in the United States? I'm going to post the questions by this video so that, you know, you'll be able to have all the questions to yourself and go through it during your own personal time while you're rehearsing for your visa interview that is approaching. So when you are asked, I always tell the people that sometimes I help out or, you know, coach for their visa interview, that why are you here is actually different from why are you going to the United States, and the same way is different from why do you want to study in the United States. Okay, why are you here? Currently, you being at the United States Embassy is like you have one foot in the US and then, you know, one foot in Ghana, even though the embassy is in Ghana. If you're inside there being interviewed, take it as you are in the United States. So when you are asked that question, you are here to be interviewed for the F1 visa to go to the United States to pursue your program in so and so. Okay, so and then when you are asked why you are going to the United States, why are you going there? You are going there to school purposely, but don't give them generic answers, like straightforward answers. Like most of the times I tell people that, you know, they should put most of the answers together so that the visa officer will not come and ask you, so which school are you going to, what program are you going to do, and all of those things. Sometimes it prolongs the interview, and then for them the interview should take a maximum of 2 to 5 minutes tops, and then you leave. Okay, so how you answer your questions is perfectly, like, it defines whether you're going to be denied or whether you're going to be approved. Okay, so why are you here? I am here to be interviewed for the F1 visa to go to the United States to pursue my master's in biotechnology at Northeastern University. I chose the master's in biotechnology because this course and then the school is going to give me the environment where I can experience this experiential learning and try hands-on things that we learn in class, the theory aspect, in the industry or with people or companies outside of the school. So with this question, you've answered why you're going to why you are there, why you are going to the United States, the school you are going to, the program you're going to do, and then also like what the program has to offer you and what the school has to offer you. If you are able to phrase your question, answer your question like this, it's like you've answered like 5 questions in one. And so the visa officer is currently, like, most of the time they are probably going to move on to your funding, and then they are going to stop asking you about your reason as to why you want to go to the United States. Now, number 2, we have the university and program of choice. Under the university and program of choice, we have like 5 sub questions. Which university and program have you chosen? Why did you choose this university? How many schools did you apply to? Have you applied to other universities? How did you hear about the school? And tell me about your school. So in this case, you're going to answer it like, I chose the school that I'm going to is Northeastern University, and I chose Northeastern University because of its experiential learning and the co-op opportunities that they give to international or domestic students that attend that school. And so choosing the biotechnology program is going to help me, or is going to give me that avenue where I would be able to collaborate with other researchers in the school and learn hands-on techniques from them, which I would be able to apply when I'm doing my experiential learning with other companies out there and get more skills. And upon my return back to my home country, I am going to use all of these things that I learned from the school, the researchers there, and then implement maybe something that you can come up with something. Okay, for me, during my interview, I came up with the idea of, creating breast cancer awareness. And so I told them that upon my return back to my home country, I'm going to join hands with, 37 military hospital had, a cancer awareness, thing going on. So I told them that I was going to join hand in hand with them, whereby we're going to rural communities and talk to, women with breast cancer that don't know how to go about it, can't afford chemotherapy and all of that. So it's like the story has to flow. Okay, like you need to come up with something which will make your story, convincing, which will show your intent that you're coming back and all of that. Okay, and then when you are asked how many schools did you apply to, please, you are at the US Embassy. Don't go and mention that you applied to Nottingham University, University of Hull in the UK, no, or schools in Germany, no. You are the United States Embassy, so only mention schools that you applied to in the US. Okay, if you by any chance only apply to that particular school that you are currently, like that you currently got admission to, that you're there for the interview for, you tell them you apply to only Northeastern, or whichever school it is, only Northeastern school, and you apply to this school because of this and this and this. The school has this and this and this, which is going to be beneficial for you and what you've planned upon your return back to your country to do. Okay, like make your story convincing. If they ask you how did you hear about the school, for me, how I heard about the Northeastern University was because they hold these student programs back home where they talk to prospective students that are interested in coming to their school and all of that. So when I went for my visa interview, and then I was asked how did I hear about Northeastern University, I told them I went for the Global Leadership Summit program where they held at Kempinski Hotel, and then through this I spoke to alumni and all of that. That was how come I got to know about Northeastern University. And then I told them about the offers that Northeastern has for students that apply and get admission there. That would help me apparently accomplish what I plan on accomplishing upon my return back to my home country. Number 3, academic and career goals. So under this we have 5 points. Why did you choose this program or major, that is undergrad? And then how would this program benefit you? What is your study plan? What are your postgraduate plans, like after school plans? Okay, and how would the degree benefit your home country? Okay, this is where most people also fidget, aside the funding story. Okay, so why did you choose this program? I chose the biotechnology program because of the research collaborations and the affiliations of the school with other research industries here in Maine or in Boston or anything like that. And then so they offered this and this and that is why I chose the biotechnology program. And so in the sense that it's going to benefit me to get the skills and knowledge that I need to be able to help or join hand in hand with these healthcare people or care team members at 37 Military Hospital with their breast cancer team, where we would be going to these rural industries to help create cancer awareness and then spread the news about breast cancer to these women in the rural areas. So you see the story runs through. I'm still talking about, coming to join hand in hand with care team members at 37 Military Hospital, where we would be able to go to underserved communities to talk about, breast cancer and spread awareness. Okay, and then what is my study plan? So your study plan, basically they are asking you about how many semesters you have going on and how many credit hours you'll be spending, the courses that you'll be doing, and how many credit hours it entails to do the whole program. Okay, so mine was 36 credit hours. So I told them my program spans across 36 credit hours and then maybe 4 semesters or something. So according to what program you're coming to do here. You read more about it on the website, the school's website, and that's where you find out all those information. And then what are your postgraduate plans? Is basically like after school, what are your plans? Basically, your plan is returning back to your home country. You're not going to tell them you're going to stay in the United States and be working Do you get me? So obviously you're going to return back to your home country, and the plan that you've been saying consistently, that you'll be joining hand in hand with care team members at, whatever hospital or institution it is, to spread awareness and all of that. And then how, this thing that you've gone to learn is going to benefit your home country. How is it going to benefit Ghana? There are so many women out there that have no idea about breast cancer. Like, they don't even know how bad it is when you get affected and what to do, like who to talk to and all of that. So like, this degree is going to benefit my country, especially the citizens in particular, because they're the people that I'm focusing on. Now, number 4, let's move on to immigration intent and living and travel plans. Okay, and at this point I have like 4 points. Okay, so we have, what are your plans after graduation, which I've already explained in the third option. And then the second one is, why should I give you this visa? And then, where would you stay in the United States? Have you traveled outside of Ghana or your home country before? So let's start with, I've already talked about what are your plans after graduation, which is obviously returning back to your home country to do whatever it is that you've been saying consistently that you're going to, your plans for your home country and all of that, how your degree is going to benefit your home country. Now, why should we give you this visa? Why should the visa officer give you this visa? You tell them about basically your plans and how the plan will benefit you and the citizens and the home country as well. So basically, that is the reason why they should give you this visa. If you're going to do the program and then your company is sponsoring you to go do this program in the United States and then come back and assume a position, like a higher role position in your current company that you're in right now, you're basically going to tell them why they should give you this visa, because when you get back, this knowledge and skills that you've gone to attain from this program back in the United States is going to help you to be able to assume the role that your company has promised to give you, and so as to why you're going to the United States to pursue this program. Okay, and now let's move to, where would you be staying in the United States? Obviously, sometimes when you're coming, you don't know exactly which housing or wherever it is that you'll be staying at. So basically, you're just going to mention the location of your school. For me, when I was asked, I just mentioned the location of my school. I think it's 110 4th Street or something. So that is what I just gave them the address of the school. And then, have you traveled outside of your country before? If you have traveled outside of your country before, yes, I have traveled outside of my country before, and these are the places that I've been to. Dubai, whatever, you mentioned them. I had never traveled outside of my country before, and I was not asked this question. So if you're asked, if it's a no, just say no. I have never been able to travel outside of my country, but within the country, I've been able to travel to this place and that place and that place that is in your country. But outside of the country, if you have traveled outside of the country, you list it. Number 5, what is your current background? That is what we're going to talk about. So we have 3 options here. What do you currently do? What have you been doing after your last degree? Where did you complete your bachelor's degree? So where did you complete your bachelor's degree? Basically, I went to KNUST. So I completed Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and I was a medical laboratory scientist. That is what I studied. And then, what do you currently do? So I have been working for a period of 3 years now as a medical laboratory scientist. And then you mentioned the institution that you've been working at for the past 3 years. So I had been working for 3 years before I went for my visa interview. So I basically mentioned the number of years that I've been working for, and then the institution that I've been working at. And then what have you been doing after your last degree? So yes, I've been working as a medical laboratory scientist for the past 3 years at so-and-so institution. And these are the duties, or these were my duties when I was working. So never forget to list your duties, what you were doing, where you have been, how many years you've been doing there, and then your duties, what you currently do there. Okay. Don't leave, okay? We're almost done. So number 6 is personal questions. I'm going to put a transcript below in this video in the description, where it's going to list all of these questions, as I put in it as an overlay in this video, where you could write the questions down just to guide you to form your own, or to come up with your own transcript. Okay, I'm going to put that as an overlay by the side of this video so that you can have access to it. And then in the description down below in this video, I am going to list, all the questions, as well as, examples as to how to answer these questions, so that you'll be able to draft your own transcript around, the examples that I put in the description down below. So number 6, personal questions. It could be, are you married? Do you have kids? Do you have relatives in the United States? And have you ever been arrested? Have you ever been arrested? You answer it. Are you married? If you're not, no. If you're married, yes, you have been married to, you mention your husband or your spouse's name, and then what. Sometimes you can go on with how many kids you have, what your spouse does, and all of that. But don't talk too much. Just don't give too much information that is going to compromise, mess up the whole thing for you at the end of the day. So yes, I am married to this person, and then you mention what your spouse does and how many kids you have. And do you have any relatives in the United States? If you put on your DS-160 that you don't have any relatives in the United States, I don't see why you should go there and then say that you have relatives, because mind you, this visa interview that you're doing, they're asking you, all the questions that they're asking you is from your DS-160. Every information that you put there, that's the same thing that you're looking at to ask you these questions. So if you put compromising things there, that is going to mess you up at the end of the day. That is up to you. Whatever information you put on your DS-160, be well to note for sure that you know the answers to these questions, and you have proof to back all of them at the end of the day. Okay. And then, have you ever been arrested? You answer it. Financial questions. Apparently, I have a video on explaining, what the I-20 means, the financial section, how to go about it, I broke it down in that video just to make it easier for you to understand it, and then, just to help you to answer the questions when you get there. Okay, so under financial questions, we have, how would you fund your education, and who is sponsoring you, or what is your source of funding? Whenever you are asked these questions, please know how to phrase them. This is the number one question that gets people denied most of the time. Don't talk too much, but be sure to lay out the facts as to who is sponsoring you, or wherever you're getting your source of funding from. Okay, so for example, on your I-20, you have put the fact that you have scholarship and then maybe personal funding. Okay, so you start with the scholarship first. Don't go and talk about your personal funding, because the visa officer might cut you off, and you might not even have the chance to talk about your scholarship. So mostly I tell people to start off with the one that is much more convincing, that is bringing the soup for you to eat the fufu with. So basically, start off with, you got a scholarship. So I was awarded a scholarship, the Harold Alphon Foundation scholarship from Northeastern University, which is $25,000, and then you're also backing the deficit with your own personal funds from your own account. Okay, and then you state what you've been doing as to why you've been able to get that money to fund yourself. Now, let's say, for example, it's not your personal funds. You're going with family funds, or, work funds, or all of that. Go with, what sounds convincing first. If you had a scholarship, go with that first. If there's nothing like any form of scholarship or any graduate assistantship or teaching assistantship funding from anywhere, and it's solely, maybe your family funding, your personal funding, your job funding, or wherever the funding is coming from, maybe extra extended relatives. Okay, make it sound convincing. If it's someone else that is sponsoring you, you start off with, you this person is sponsoring you. This is why the person is sponsoring you. And upon your return back to your country, this is what the person is going to benefit from you after sponsoring you. Also, mind you, state in there that if this person sponsors you, it's not going to affect them in any way. Okay, like if your uncle is sponsoring you or your auntie is sponsoring you, why is this uncle or auntie sponsoring you? Maybe they've been taking care of you for a long time, since maybe your parents' demise or something like that. So, this uncle has been sponsoring you when you were a child till now. So they are still sponsoring you for your education. But upon your return back to your country, the knowledge and skills that you've gone to, acquire, this is how your uncle or whoever is benefiting from you, whoever is sponsoring you is going to benefit from you. If it's your company too, your company is sponsoring you because, there's this higher role and they feel like you'll be the best person to go do this program in the United States, and then upon your return back to your home country, this is how they will benefit from you by you assuming this higher role in your company, and then putting some new stuff in place and all of that. And then now let's move on to if you're using loans. Okay, if you're using loans and it's solely loans, you need to be convincing as to why you need this loan, how this loan is going to help you, and you need to come up with a plan on how to pay the loan. Because if you're going with loan, they're obviously going to ask you, how are you going to pay your loan back? So for me, I went with student loans. So I told them that whilst I'm schooling, my parents would be helping me out with taking care of the monthly installments, like the monthly loan payments. And then upon my return back to my country, whilst I put stuff into place, I'll be able to now pay off the loan back to Empower, because that's what I used. I'll be able to pay it off back to them within a period of 10 years. Okay, so you need to really think about it. Your story needs to flow, and then you need not to mess everything up. Please be honest and be brief when answering all of these questions. Don't add any unnecessary details. Your visa interview is not about just memorizing answers. It's about being clear, confident, and honest, and very truthful. As I said, I'm going to put a transcript guide in the description box to help you out with how to put your story together to make everything easier for you. That is it for this video. I hope this helps you feel more confident and comfortable going into your F1 visa interview. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to help you out to answer these questions that you're finding trouble with. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and like this video. Someone out there might need the help, okay? And then they need this video as well. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.